Ralph, you got your latest mock draft for the top 10 picks out right now on SNY.TV. So why don't you tell us who you have the Jets taking at number 4 and number 10?
Yeah, and pay attention because this one's right. I'm not going to change it 5 times between now and the draft in less than a month now. But I've got it for the Jets working out really well, and I do think they're zeroing in on these positions. Right now, I've got them taking an edge rusher at 4. Obviously, it's a big need, and the guy I think that's going to fall to them is Kayvon Thibodeaux of Oregon, who not that long ago was thought of to be the number 1 pick in the entire draft. He's been falling because of questions about his fire and his passion. I think that's a little bit of nonsense. The guy can play. The guy can rush the passer, and I think the Jets can see that. And at 10, all along, I felt they are looking for a number 1 receiver. I think the Tyreek Hill chase really showed that to us. And at 10, they may have the chance to get their number 1 receiver on the board. I think it's going to be Ohio State's Garrett Wilson. USC's Drake London could figure in there before this is all over. But Garrett Wilson right now is the most explosive guy. And I think the Jets add him to the offense with Corey Davis, Elijah Moore. They're going to have some dangerous weapons for Zach Wilson to throw to.
Absolutely. So you don't think there's any possibility, I mean, there's always a possibility, but you don't think there's a realistic possibility that at 10 they may go with somebody other than a wide receiver?
Well, they could, and there's a good reason for that. Receivers in drafts tend to fall, and there are always good ones in the second round. There's a long list of really terrific receivers that are not in the first round. If the Jets find a couple of guys they like, they can look at number 10. They could trade down. They could say, let's get a cornerback. Maybe Kyle Hamilton, the Notre Dame safety, will be sitting there. So they certainly could wait, but it's such a need, and they were so all in on Tyreek Hill. I really think they're gonna make that choice at 10. Maybe trade down in a couple of spots, but somewhere in that area, I think they're going to go for their number 1 receiver.
Yeah, and that'll obviously make Zach Wilson's job a lot easier. Like, over to the Giants now. Who do you have them taking at pick number 5 and pick number 7?
Well, first of all, I'll tell you that I think those 2 picks are going to be interchangeable because I really feel strongly that the Carolina Panthers, who are sandwiched right in between them at 6, are going to take a quarterback. They've been looking at quarterbacks going all the way back to last year, been in on Deshaun Watson. Every quarterback that's been available, they've been looking at. So the Giants could flip those picks either way. Right now, I have them at number 5, looking at Ahmad Gardner. They're the top cornerback in the draft. And at some point, they're going to trade James Bradbury. They cannot afford to keep him, so they've got to replace him. They just don't have a number 1 cornerback. Gardner can fill that role, and they really are interested with him. Joe Shane, actually, the Giants general manager, took him out to dinner after his pro day last week, so they're seriously interested in him. And at 7, I think they're going to take whoever the top offensive lineman is on their board. In my mock draft, it worked out that it was Alabama's Evan Neal. If you want to tell me that it's going to be Ike Ekwonu or Charles Cross of Mississippi State, I'll buy either one of them. But I do think Evan Neal has a chance to still be there at 5 and 7 for the Giants. They clearly need a right tackle, and they're going to have to fill that in the first round.
And, Ralph, you will certainly be a busy man between now and the draft. Thanks so much for the time, man.
Anytime.